Hi ladies! So last you heard from me on here, I have been talking for weeks about going to my first big prenatal appointment with Joe. And the reason I was so excited is because I want to hear the heartbeat, and that's all I've wanted every week this whole pregnancy. And Joe and I have, excuse me, we haven't been letting ourselves get excited about this pregnancy as much, and we've just been holding our breath, waiting to know that this baby has a heartbeat. So I won't keep you in suspense. The heartbeat came up right away, and I posted the video. And yeah, I have to say, like, hearing the baby's heartbeat, it's the best sound in the world. I didn't know how I would feel when I was in the room, but when she was going to do the heartbeat, you know, Joe, she had left for a minute, and Joe had asked me, you know, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? And I said, I'm fine. I feel really calm. And I did. I felt really calm, just waiting to know that everything was okay. And I felt like things would be okay. And then when she brought the Doppler out and put it on, the heartbeat popped up right away. It was 167. And then she also showed me my heartbeat for comparison. And then she showed me my heartbeat and the baby's heartbeat at the same time. And she also showed me the heartbeat again. And what was interesting is that when we did it, I'll just show you on my stomach. She found the heartbeat here, but then later she found the heartbeat like over here. So I'm assuming that's just because your veins, the way they connect and everything, but got to hear the heartbeat. We got to our appointment, and the first thing she had me do was pee in a cup to confirm that I'm actually pregnant still. And I didn't know that was going to happen, and I had gone pee twice before we went in the office, so I got like 5 milliliters of pee, and that was it. So yeah, just so you know, you have to pee in a cup. And then we did the blood pressure thing when we were in the office, and something that surprised me is that as soon as I got in there, the receptionist was like acting kind of uncomfortable and about Joe being in the room, and she said, okay, well, we'll just kick him out. We'll kick him out at some point, you know, for the, you know, that part. And I didn't know what she was referring to, but it was because I had to do a pap. And I didn't know I was doing a pap, so I had a surprise pap test, which actually is not really a big deal. The only reason I wish I had have known is because, yeah, I totally nearly shaved an inappropriate political type mustache for fun. Yeah, so don't do that before you have a prenatal appointment, because you might get a surprise pap test, and that could be awkward. Yep, all my blood work came back great. I don't have any STDs or infections to worry about. Everything's all good. Our doctor interviewed Joe and I just to ask questions about our history and like medical history, family history, and just current state, like if we're financially secure, if we have a good support network, if we're exposed to secondhand smoke, if I'm drinking, if I'm not wearing a seatbelt, just all that standard stuff. And I asked her if where my uterus was, like if she could feel it, and she couldn't feel my uterus. Like when she tried to feel, she couldn't feel it. So I feel a little bit silly doing all the belly shots, because that's actually not baby at all. That's just me. So week to week, my body is definitely changing. I feel like my ab muscles are not as strong, and that my stomach is just bigger. Like I'm just wider around my waist, even though my weight's only gone up ½ a pound since the start of pregnancy. My body's just configured differently, so that's kind of interesting. I asked about Europe, if Joe and I could go to Europe and if there's any limitations we should be aware of, and she's totally cool with us going to Europe, so that's awesome. And she's even okay with me using a backpack so long as I keep the strap off the baby and just keep the weight level down and don't walk too much with it on, so that's cool. I also asked about my ultrasound results, because as some of you know, I had an ultrasound done at about 6 weeks because I was having some cramping on my left side. And I do have polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I do have a history of getting ovarian cyst. So I thought maybe it was a cyst or ectopic, so that's why I had the ultrasound performed. And when I went into that ultrasound, the tech was expecting me to be like 8 or 9 or 10 weeks along, because she was basing things on my last menstrual period. But with PCOS, as some of you know, I have very long cycles, 45 to 75 days. So when she saw a 6-week 5 to 6 week gestational sac pop up. She was really condescending towards me, and this ultrasound tech just was not, she wasn't very awesome. But anyways, she, as it turned out, this is too much information, but as it turned out, the ultrasound results did not make it to my doctor's office. They were not sent electronically. I don't know what happened, but my doctor said that she would call me on Monday, which was yesterday, and tell me the results of the ultrasound. And she did. And I'll talk about that in the next video. So the last question I asked my doctor before we left is, do you deliver? And she does not do deliveries anymore. And I had no idea. I thought that my doctor, I just assumed my doctor would do the deliveries, but someone, I think it was Sierra, someone encouraged me to ask about whether or not my doctor delivers, and I'm really glad I did, because she doesn't. So that led to a really interesting conversation about me finding an alternate doctor or midwife to, or a group care or something, because she wasn't going to be able to deliver. And I would strongly suggest that for women that are trying to conceive right now or in your early stages of pregnancy, just to ask your doctor if they do deliveries, because if I had have asked my doctor at 4 weeks pregnant when I saw her originally, I really wanted to have a midwife throughout my pregnancy, but then I don't know, I just kind of stuck with my own doctor just because it was easier. And if I had have asked her at my 4-week, 5-week appointment if she did deliveries, I would have known right off the get-go that I need to go find a midwife ASAP, because it's very difficult to get a midwife. I live in British Columbia, and our midwives go through a very rigorous training program. They're very well trained. They're, as far as babies go, they're just as qualified as doctors are to do all the baby stuff here. So yeah, I wish that I had have asked her earlier, and I would suggest that you ask your doctor earlier if you have the chance. But as I'll talk about in this next video, the part 2, it actually worked out really well. So that's where I'll leave the video. Just another last point is that my doctor did recommend against doing the NT scan, and instead she gave us the requisition forms for 12 and 16-week blood draws in order to compare those results and do genetic screening that way. So that's how my doctor's appointment went. I got to hear my baby, so I'm happy as a clam, and I've been smiling ear to ear like every day since. So yeah, okay, and now I'll talk about my second doctor's appointment in the next video.